Here is the 2024 Audi RS Q8 in Mythos Black Metallic over black interior. This year, we're not getting the full refresh yet. Only on the Q8 and the SQ8. So you will have to go with the same design, but you're going to be getting the performance, which is 51 horsepower less than a Lamborghini Urus. The top speed 1 mile an hour slower, and the MSRP is half the price of that. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm going to go over some pros and cons. The problem that I have with the RS Q8 and some comparable rivals. In the front, HD matrix LED headlights and daytime runnings that configure into the single frame Audi grille. We get the honeycomb design, the Audi O-rings, and the interior is blacked out because of the black optic package. Massive wheels. That's exactly what this is. 23-inch. I've said it before, I've owned a pizzeria. I sold a 28-inch pizza, 18-inch and 16-inch. When I'm looking at this, I'm thinking deja vu. In the front, you're also going to receive your front and rear parking sensors. The air curtain is blacked out. What's so special about what's housed underneath this hood is it's more or less a detuned Lamborghini Urus. That's a 4.0 liter TFSI twin turbo V8 producing 591 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. That's reaching 60. Audi is quoting at 3.7 seconds, which is going to be the same as the BMW X6M competition. It's going to be a little bit less horsepower, but it's going to be a lot more torque. Top speed at 189 miles per hour, which is going to be faster than that variant. And when you're thinking pricing, even the Bentley Bentayga is only 2 miles per hour faster than this, and that starts at near $300,000. So you're seeing where the savings starts trickling in. Behind these 23-inch wheels houses these red brake calipers. That's 10 pistons in the front, slotted, ventilated rotors. This is track worthy, and that's what you're getting with this. Achieving 13 mpgs for the city, 19 mpgs for the highway. But let's face it, when you're at this sticker price, that's the least of your worries. But one problem that I have right off the bat, or a con I should say, is to get those red brake calipers, you're gonna have to spend money. To get the sports tuned exhaust, you have to spend money. I would definitely option the black optic package. I've only seen one that has not had the black optic package. And then when I saw it, I thought, why would they do that? They should just give that standard with the performance because it changes the whole style dramatically. Rear axle steering that will turn up to 5 degrees to help with cornering or getting in and out of positions. Because let's face it, it's a long vehicle. And when you have this much horsepower and torque, you want it to be as close to a 50-50 weight distribution as possible. Comparing this against Mercedes, it's going to be the same 0 to 60. Going against Porsche, you're going to save at least $10,000 to $30,000. So you're seeing that this is one of those vehicles that's not only a sweet spot, but it's the best performance vehicle in class with LED tail lights. You get the matrix design, the light bar housing over the Audi badging. The lower gets the oval exhaust because of the RS with the diffuser. You get the grille pattern, front and rear parking sensors with a 360-degree reverse camera. Towing up to 7,700 pounds. So you're taken care of not only for a day in and day out, but this is a track-worthy vehicle. So when I'm thinking it's a family vehicle, it's not necessarily practical, but anything that's over $140,000, I wouldn't consider that practical to begin with. But I'm liking what I get, except for the problem that comes into play. You have to go to the Q8 or the SQ8 in order to get the refresh on the exterior. Power liftgate going into 30.5 cubic feet of storage. It will sit up a bit because of the aggressive rear exit. Open up privacy so you can see the LED interior lights, and to help lower that ride height, you can lower the suspension in the back so that way clearance, making easy access for that loading. 2 storage nooks, 12-volt bag holder underneath the floor. Split fold the rear bench. Unfortunately, you have to go into the back seat to do so. And this will max cargo to 60.7 cubic feet. But this is an RS Q8. We need to go inside, start it up, so you can hear that exhaust note. Soft closed doors. with the edgeless windows. Sixteen-way power seat adjustment with the Volcano leather seats, heated, ventilated front seats, massage seats, honeycomb stitching with the RS badging, memory for the driver and passenger. Headroom and leg room. This is going to be one of the sportiest Q8s in the lineup. Starting off with the Quattro badging, LED interior lights. You're going to have a total of 64 different color configuration for the ambient lighting. Heads-up display. When you turn the car on or off, you'll see the Bang & Olufsen sound system.
Your mobile device is still in the vehicle.
It will go down, and then it will come out. I like how it tells you that you left your mobile device in when you use Audi phone box. Auto dimming rear view mirror, a large pano moonroof because we have the RS design. You can tear with the contrast stitch on the steering wheel, multi-function. Paddle shifts, unfortunately they're going to be plastic. Gauge cluster is a 12.3 Audi virtual cockpit that can go through an array of information for the driver, including turn-by-turn navigation. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. RS1, you're going to change the whole tachometer. RS2 is going to be more engaged for the sport, and it's going to click off most of the safety features, so you need to be a little bit more aware of your surroundings. On the top screen is going to be a 10.1 MMI with navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming, Bluetooth audio. These are your quick wedges here. The only disadvantage that I find right off the bat is you got to go into the vehicle. And then you got to go into your seat settings here in order to change the rest of the configuration for the power seat adjustment. Otherwise, if you want to use the massage, they have a button for it on the seat, so it makes it a little bit easy, or you can just tailor through any of these different massage settings. Put it into reverse, and we got a 360-degree reverse camera, full trajectory for the front and the rear. Click this, it's going to expand out, and you're going to have a lot of different camera angles, so you can really maneuver in and out without any issues. Put it on the 3D and you can just roll around here. You can also go more of a top view around it. And the lower is an 8.8 inch that is derived for your climate control. And you can change your driving mode right here, which you have a few different driving modes select. And you can also tailor the R1 and R2 to make it a little bit more sporty or a little bit more quiet. Going into the gloss black elements with the satin aluminum, the key fob for the RS Q8. Alcantara is going to be on here also because of the design package. And this can expand forward. And it can expand back. Also opening up into Audi's phone box. And you have area next to it for some storage and also some storage right here with 2 USB ports tucked underneath. The dashboard layout, I like how they have the gloss black and the satin aluminum and the seamless air vents, and it goes right into the door panel, keeping a sporty design with the carbon inlays that will be found throughout the interior of the cabin with the ambient lighting that's going to surround through here. And on the door, you're going to have soft materials on the top and where you rest your arms with the soft inserts, one touch up and down for the windows with a medium-sized storage pocket but a large beverage holder and a little storage pocket for the driver. Headroom for the back and leg room, which you can also adjust these forward. I don't know why you would do so unless you want to really optimize cargo capacity. You can move them back and you can recline them back just a touch. Dual climate control settings are in the rear. Heated USB port, 12-volt air vents, storage behind both of the front seats. The Bang & Olufsen sound system comes into play with air vents on the side. And the seat belts, you notice the red edging. That's because of the RS design package. Cup holders with an armrest. Put that up for here in a second. And power sunshades. Unfortunately, no sunshades for here with a cigarette ashtray. And the door is going to have the same materials that's found in the front and pretty much the same size. Sliding into the center, there is a bit of a hump. The rails are pushed up enough. You're not really going to be sharing any butt, shoulder, leg, knee, Even feet isn't bad. Headroom though becomes a little bit tight unless I sit back because of the interior lights that hit right here. Otherwise it's carved out for the side occupants. 591 horsepower. Look at this thing. Now that wasn't going crazy. Just wanted to let you know. I was just pushing it to give it a little bit of gas because it's been in the heat for a little while and it needs to open up. This is one of the best variants that you can buy when you're considering the performance is just under a Lamborghini Urus and you're at a pricing for a his and her. This is featured up, have you? It's super quiet, 23-inch wheels, air suspension. I don't feel anything. It will feel a little bit boaty whenever you're taking some of the dynamics, but because you have it in sport mode, it will also lower the ride, so it'll get closer to that 50-50 weight distribution. Plus, you have the rear axle steering, so it makes it a little bit closer to that as well. 10-piston front brakes is insane. Just imagine the bill for the service. But yet again, when you're at 150 grand, who cares? It just goes crazy. Man, this thing takes off, pushes you back into the soft materials. It's gonna take me to some pros and cons, starting off with the pros, the performance, the styling. The technology is okay. That can be a con for me because I have to do a lot through the MMI. The soft materials, it can also be a con because you do have to add features, but when you're considering this is still under 150 grand, featured up, I got an Alcantara steering wheel and on the gear lever, I mean, I'm getting some features. Carbon fiber is going to be standard on the SQ8. And the ambient lighting, I think it does enough. It does its part. You get 64 different color configurations. The exhaust, I kind of wish it filtered in a little bit more so, especially because I am in dynamic. You have to hit over about a 2.5 to 3 RPM to really hear it. Then it just kind of unlocks itself. There is a touch of lag, but it's not as much as the SQ8. It's a little bit more forgiving. You will have to spool it up, which what that entails is you have to push the brake firmly and then mash on the gas pedal, then release the brake when it gets to like a 3-4 RPM, which is what it tops out at whenever you are revving it up. And then you'll have your launch control engaged, plus the turbocharger will be spooled up, so you'll have full performance capabilities. When I'm thinking rival perspective, BMW, the X6M competition, one of my favorite variants. I actually like the X5 a little bit more so, because the coupe style, I would pick this over the X6, but performance, both of them are gonna have 617 horsepower, which is more. 0 to 60 is at the same 3.7 seconds. Now I know people in the comments are gonna say, well, Audi and BMW quotes higher times. That may be true. However, 189 mile per hour unlocked is what we get here, which is 1 mile slower than the Lamborghini Urus, which is at the price of a his and her. I would pick this over that. If I'm thinking Porsche, same thing. I'm going to be spending at least 20 to 50 grand to get something similar to this example. And the ride to this is a little bit less rigid. The seats are a little bit more plush. Comparing it against Mercedes, you're going to get the same type of speed, 0 to 60. Turn radius at more or less a stop point is going to be tight. We're looking about 2 and a part lane. Let's rock and roll. It's a fun car to drive. I really enjoy the RS Q8. Every time I review it, it puts a smile on my face because of how stylish it is, but it's gonna take me to the problem that I have. Even when you go up to the RS Q8, it still has a touch of lag, and the lag really hovers to near 2 to 2.2 RPM, which when you're looking at BMW, it's a lot more seamless. The way they have derived the turbos too is to minimize that lag, in which the first turbo clicks in and then the second one clicks in right after, and you have the 48 volt mild hybrid technology, and it still has lag. When you're thinking all that technology, the only thing that I'm thinking is the way Maserati does it opposed to Ferrari when they used to use the Ferrari engine. They're trying to push you into the Lamborghini, or in Maserati's case, trying to push you into the Ferrari, which I hate that they do that, because why would you give such an awesome vehicle and then throw that lag into here? when it doesn't need to be here, because you know it's not going to be that case in the Lamborghini Urus. Some pros to the vehicle is this is still a family-oriented vehicle, and I know you're probably thinking, well, it's over $140,000. There is families that buy this type of vehicle, and you can fit 5 adults my dimensions in it. Plus you could tow up to 7,700 pounds, and you could take this on track. What vehicles do you know that can do all those things? Another con is the night vision. We have it in this example, and you're spending over $2,000 for it, and it's not as clear as something like a Jeep. And I know this doesn't compare at all to that. I'm just saying for the clarity to it and the upgraded price. Plus upgraded packages like the luxury package, the RS design package. The stereo alone is over $5,000. And when I'm thinking as a package whole, I understand that we have increased quite a bit. I mean, if you're thinking SQ8, 91 horsepower more, but I would think that the automotive industry would say, you know what, let's throw a few of those features in just to entice buyers. Because when you're thinking as MSRP to MSRP, you're near 30 grand difference. For maneuverability, it can just glide in and out. I mean, you got rear axle steering that turns up to a 5-degree, which makes it a little bit more precise, especially whenever you're doing some of the maneuvers in and out of traffic. Some other cons is there's not a full pass-through, storage lacks in the center, gloss black materials are everywhere, which can be a con also because it puts fingerprints and you can see dust all over. But it's hard to say any negatives when it comes to the RS Q8 because of what you're getting as a total value, especially when you're considering the comparable rivals in which this is going to outclass most of them, or at least be right at the same performance blend with a discounted price. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like, and I'd like to thank Audi Tampa for giving us this 2024 Audi RS Q8 for our car review.